Good Tuesday afternoon. We're glad to have you with us.
Topping our news at 5:30, Great Falls City leaders have selected a new commissioner.
KRTV's Tara Grimes has been following the process since day one. She joins us now with the details. Tara?
Well, that's right, Tim and Katie. 32 applicants were hoping for the job, but in the end, Bob Kelly's background in the financial industry combined with a strong interview made him the top choice of Great Falls City Commissioners. The decision was made this afternoon. Commissioners say they feel Kelly is well-spoken, brings good experience to the table, and expressed a deep interest with the city. They are also excited about his financial abilities. Kelly is retired from his job as a managing director at D.A. Davidson. Along with several other community activities, he serves on the PTA board at Lincoln Elementary, and he volunteers for the Special Olympics. I spoke with Kelly, who says he's excited for the job.
So I feel really privileged. I feel honored and humbled, very thankful for the support the commission gave me here, and grateful for the other candidates who stepped forward as well.
Kelly says he is looking forward to learning more about the issues, getting input from residents, and being an intelligent listener. Kelly will fill Commissioner Mary Jolly's seat once she becomes the Justice of the Peace at the beginning of January. Katie and Tim, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tara. Well, we don't have to wait any longer to learn who will lead the Office of Public Instruction for the next 4 years.
Republican Sandy Welch withdrew her request for a recount, which means Denise Juneau will stay in office for a second term. Welch withdrew her request this afternoon, citing an inability to raise the $115,000 she needed to pay for a recount. If she would have raised the money, the hand count of every ballot in the state would have started as early as Monday morning. Instead, Juneau is officially declared the winner with 2,231 more votes than Welch.
Our next round of snow is just hours away from reaching north central Montana.
Mike, how much snow are we talking?
Areas could see an inch or two when we are done with this storm system by tomorrow night, Thursday morning, but we're really not going to be seeing heavy snow like we saw this weekend. Storm Tracker Doppler radar looks fairly busy at this hour, especially near Havre, out toward Jordan and Glendive, but no reports of rain there. It's western Montana right now that's picking up on the snow, and that snow spreads into north central Montana tomorrow. We'll look at your complete forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Mike. Congressman-elect Steve Daines made his first appearance in Great Falls since winning the election back in November.
Daines met with county commissioners, House district representatives, and Montana senators. Daines asked these leaders to voice their concerns about big issues coming up in Congress. He also wanted some local perspective on what Montanans expect to see during Daines' first term. Our area leaders asked about the future of the F-15s and Maelstrom. They also showed interest in the estate tax and natural resource development. Daines says this is the best way to hit the ground running as he takes office.
There's a lot of significant issues our country faces, and I want to be well informed and ensuring I'm representing the million people of Montana.
Daines' inauguration is set for January 3rd in Washington, D.C.
The conversation over big legislation continued at the Civic Center with Great Falls and Cascade County commissioners, as well as more Montana legislators. They say one of the biggest issues facing this region is the public pension system. It faces a major deficit in a matter of years. All county and city employees could be impacted with the exception of those in law enforcement and a few other areas. State lawmakers and local governments need to decide how to fund that pension reform.
If local governments have to pay more, that's an expectation that local taxpayers are going to have to pay more. And our main lookout is to make sure that if we are asked to pay more, that everybody who has a stake in the system is paying their freight.
Other topics discussed included the Treasure State Endowment Program, the Public Safety Communications System, and allowing all Montana businesses to participate in technology TIF districts. City and county commissioners will meet with legislators again during the mid-session break.
It's a busy day for local legislators. They also met with the Great Falls chapter of Mental Health America. The two major topics discussed were the importance of the peer-to-peer program and high-fidelity wraparound. Peer-to-peer allows patients to get help and support from those who have been in their shoes. Its success has administrators working on a licensing process for peer support specialists. Funding is always a concern for organizations heading into the legislative session. But as Montana continues to lead the nation in suicide rates, panelists stress the importance of these services.
So mental illness literally is a life or death disease, and we want to make sure that we get people the services that they need so that they don't lose hope, because people who commit suicide it's often because they have no hope.
Right now, an estimated 1 in 4 Montanans have a diagnosable mental disorder. The High Fidelity Wraparound program mentioned earlier focuses on supporting families who have youth with a mental illness. Gibson says the earlier care can be received in a person's life, the less service they will need as an adult.
The never-ending parking debate rages on in downtown Great Falls. City commissioners have given city staff the green light to explore changes to our parking system.
KRTV's Tara Grimes looks at how those changes would benefit both the city and frequent parkers.
What I'd actually like to look at is being able to have value pricing associated with our parking.
As the Great Falls City parking official, Wendy Thomas says she strives to create a friendly user experience in the downtown area. But she says to do this, changes are needed, and now is time for change.
If you always play it safe, then you're not going to make the really great discoveries.
Currently, those who don't pay the parking meters receive a standard $5 ticket, but the Parking Advisory Board is hoping to add incremental increases for each additional ticket. After the 7th ticket, a boot is usually put on a car, but instead of having customers pay $25 to remove it, Thomas says she would like that fee to be raised to $100 or more. City officials also say they would like to consider monthly permits to eliminate the 2-hour time limit, charging parking garage users $1 more per month, and raising meter bag fees from $2 to $3 per day. Furthermore, city officials say they would like to consider lowering the cost of metered parking in places that aren't used as often. But officials aren't just looking at changes in the cost of parking, but how customers pay. Customers here at the library will be the first to try out this new solar-paneled parking meter machine, which accepts credit cards. City officials say they would like to find out if the benefits are worth the costs, and if so, they will consider implementing it in other city lots.
You go to park, you think you have more change than you do, and this way you would just be able to pay with a credit card.
And all of these changes come in an effort to continue drawing more money into the parking fund.
All the revenue goes into the parking fund, and the parking fund can only be used to support the parking program. So it goes for everything. Batteries inside of the parking meters to building improvements, light bulbs, paying salaries for people who work with the parking program.
And in the end, Thomas says she hopes to strike a balance between creating a great user experience as well as improving the maintenance on the 2 parking garages and parking equipment.
If we don't look at it and we don't try to make some steps, then the whole program is going to literally crumble under our feet.
In Great Falls, Tara Grimes, MTN News.
Yes.
Right.
Some of those parking lines might be kind of hard to see here in a few hours.
Yeah, I could see a little bit of snow. I think mainly tomorrow afternoon. I think tonight we're kind of just looking cloudy, brisk out there. So if you do have evening plans, it's looking a-okay. Your evening planner includes temperatures upper 30s to near 40 degrees, cloudy skies, gusty winds. Tomorrow by this time, I think we will start to see some snow moving through the capital, the Electric City, every other city across north central Montana. We'll talk about your complete forecast when the 5:30 news rolls on.